Hi, good morning, welcome back, or hi. My name is Kelly and I am trying to write a book. I've been trying to write a book for the last 5 years and we're gonna keep still trying to write a book. I am currently working on what I'm calling a secret project. I am so close to being done with the first half of the book, and I just need to finish the last chapter of the midpoint, and I need to fix the chapter before leading up to the midpoint. So that's what we're gonna be focusing on in this video. I thought I would just take you guys along so you can spend a day with me. I also have some chores to do. Gotta go to the grocery store later. We're gonna go to the gym later. I think I'm visiting my parents, like sleeping over at their place tonight. So we'll see where the day takes us. It's about 10:30 right now. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly film this so we can get into the writing. Pretty much, there is a bang scene I need to write, like a sexy scene I need to write, and this is my first time writing any kinds of sexy scenes. I started it last night and I skipped all the sexy scenes in the first draft because I wasn't ready for it. But now that I'm writing this like sexy scene, I feel like I have a lot of questions coming up. And let me know your thoughts too. So one thing that I definitely wanted to make sure I included was consent between the two characters. I also was not sure if we needed like a clean conversation and also a condom conversation, and I feel like I'm gonna get demonetized if I talk any more explicitly about the spicy scenes. But those are like some questions I came up with like while I was writing it. And when I personally, like this is a me thing, when I write new scenes, I actually write them out of order. So I write the book chronologically because I have to, but within a scene I kind of like write out of order. I usually just write the whole thing from beginning to end at a very high level, so there are no details. It's kind of like a very, I guess, prosy version of an outline, and then I go back and add in the details. So I found myself like doing that with this spicy scene as well, except it's like interesting to do it just because, you know, it's a spicy scene. But we are about halfway through that spicy scene, and I was also wondering like how long are spicy scenes, because so far it's about like 700 words I think, and I feel like I just scratched the surface. Like we didn't even get into the actual banging part of the scene. So I don't know, it was very slow going. So we're gonna, yeah, fix that spicy scene. I want to fix everything that leads up to the spicy scene, and really by the end of today I hope I can be done with this chapter and fix all those like little details that lead up to the spicy scene. So that's where we are in the book, and I'm really glad you can be joining me today on a very rainy day. Let me show you guys the room right now. So I got some new prints for the wall. That's my I'm using script right now actually, and here's the really foggy view. We got finally a bed frame with my two plushies there, my dresser, my Kindle, flowers. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, that's why. Actually no, 2 days ago was Valentine's Day, so that's, yeah, the foggy-ish view that we have going on. The desk hasn't changed too much since you last saw me. I'm trying to manage those cables a little better. I think my boyfriend's gonna help me soon, because this power bar is just way too big for this box. But whatever, we're gonna keep it like this for now. My laptop got a new, I forgot what this is called, adapters, and I have my kitty mug with coffee, my water glass, and we're gonna pull up the writing and get started. Here's a typical conversation. Oh my god, sexy scene continues. I'm just gonna bang out. Do you like my pun? Yes. How's the scene coming along? See what I did there. So silly. So I have written for about like 45 minutes, and I think I banged out the banging scene. It's as good as it can get, I think, for now. I need to go back and fix all the connective tissues. My friend Melissa I think she told me this maybe a while ago. I could ask her to clarify again, but I remember her saying that every banging scene needs to evoke an emotion. Like, banging scenes are not treated equally, I guess. Some banging scenes, you know, have that just wanting bang desire, or some of it's like hate bang. What does the banging evoke, and how do the characters, I guess, feel towards it? Is it just like a one-time thing? Is it just, you know, to get it out of the system? What's like the emotions driving this scene, I guess, is what I'm actually trying to say. And so I think I want to make sure that the scene I wrote has that emotional, I guess, feeling that carries through the scene, because if I were to write my next banging scene, like, that would have to have a different emotional tone compared to this banging scene. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm feeling like meh about it. I don't know, I'm just gonna wait until I send it to people and see what they say. But I do need to fix all those connective tissues. I think we have to take a break, unfortunately. I have to go to the grocery store. We're out of food for lunch, and we're also going to the gym after. So I think it's gonna be grocery store, make lunch, try to get some more writing in. Maybe I'll edit this video actually, and then go to the gym, and then do more writing, and then go to my parents' house. I think that's the plan. So it's almost 3 right now, and I think I might call it for the writing for the day. I think I'm too close to it because I'm trying to read what I'm writing, and it's just like all blurring to be the same to me. I think I'm losing that emotional tone. Like, I can't figure it out, and I don't know, I'm too close to it. I think I'm way too close to it right now, because even the chapter before, like, I need to read this book from, like, the midpoint is chapter 15. So I want to read like chapter 7 up to chapter 15 to make sure like everything makes sense and the emotional tension is following through to get to that epic chapter 15. And yeah, I don't know, I'm not kind of in the mood to do it. Plus I think I'm still too close. Like, I still believe I'm too close. So yeah, we might call it for the writing here. But I did want to say a few other things, especially I think a lot of people are curious like what I'm actually doing during revisions and what I'm looking out for, so I thought I would just quickly talk about that. So when I write a first draft, I typically outline kind of like the whole book in a really rough way, and if there are pieces I don't know, I'll skip it, but usually the main beats are there. I've been getting better about like figuring out what those little details are prior to writing, because I want to do more work up front than like afterwards during the revision process. But what I have been finding is that my first drafts are very like not readable, and so my goal for the second draft is really to do like a light line edit. I don't want to go like too crazy over the line edits, but I find that if it's not like decently written, I feel like it doesn't have that emotional tone and the payoffs, and I don't want the reading experience to get deterred if it's not readable. So one thing I'm looking out for is just making the book a little bit more immersive, making the prose sound a little bit better, that we're actually reading a real book, because I feel like if I can't take the book as far as I can, I don't think my beta readers will be able to give me feedback. because I haven't put in the work to give them like good, for them to give me good feedback, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm looking out for. Another thing I'm looking out for during revisions is tying up subplots. So I have a lot of subplots in this book, or I have like my main character's plot, I have the B plot, which is my love interest's plot, and there's also like the external plot. So all three kind of need to be tied together, like my main character's internal plot, my second main character's internal plot, and the overall external plot. They have to all tie together. And because this book is an interconnected standalone, or that's what I'm trying to make it, the other characters in this book need to make an appearance, and I need to have some sort of arc for them set up as well. So what I've been doing in my notebook is planning out their books and inserting like subplots of that in this book. So because there are like 3 other characters, meaning with their partners it's like 6 other characters, I need to set up at least like some of that, like just the tiniest bit, so readers know and understand. And I think I'm doing it in a way that's not overwhelming, because I've read some stories where there's a ton of side characters introduced and it's like, oh my god, who's who? But I think it's fine the way I'm doing it. But yeah, that's something I'm also looking out for. And I guess the third thing, which I talked about a lot, what I'm looking out for is those spicy chapters, because I skipped all the spicy chapters in this book. I want to make sure that they're all written. So those are just the top 3 things I'm watching out for this book. I do think every book is different, but for this one, that's my checklist, and I hope that can be helpful to you a little bit. Gonna edit this video, go to gym, and have dinner, go to my parents' house. I think I want to try to get some reading done in between, just because when I write a lot and I read a lot of my own writing, I kind of forget what a book truly sounds like, because I'm so caught up on like, I don't know, just on the book. So I want to continue reading Jade City. I'm like 75% through the book. Jade City is taking me forever to read. I think I started it like last year. Maybe I'll submit to some magazines. Oh, speaking of magazines, I actually did get my first publication acceptance earlier this month, or maybe that was last week, I can't remember. I'll link it down below. It's travel, it's just 100 words. I donated this piece because I did not get paid for this, but it was on my computer for like 3 years, so I was like, might as well just publish it. Yeah, if you want to read it, that's down below.